You can be the most reliable person in the room, the one everyone counts on, the one who gets it done, the one who shows up. So why could it feel like a struggle to lead yourself when the day winds down? Why is it that you can be dependable in the boardroom and steady for your family and capable for everyone else and still not trust yourself when it matters most? You make a plan, a real one, and you tell yourself this week will be different. You'll be more disciplined, more consistent, more in control. But by 6 p.m., the decision fatigue hits and something shifts. The plan is gone. And the worst part usually isn't that the plan fell apart. It's what you make it mean. I can't trust myself. And for a lot of people, that becomes the quiet story underneath everything. Not just, I keep breaking my own rules, but I'm the kind of person who can't be trusted. And that is a painful way to live. Because you may be highly capable, competent, and reliable, but somewhere in the moments that matter most, you've started to feel like a stranger to yourself. Most people assume self-trust means following through perfectly, that if you were more disciplined, more consistent, or more in control, you'd finally trust yourself. But that's not trust, that's control. Control is a high alert state. It's constant monitoring, constant management, constant correction. It feels like safety, but it's exhausting. We don't talk enough about how exhausting it is to be at war with yourself every day, to monitor every urge, to question every signal your body sends, to brace against every impulse, to stay one step ahead of yourself all the time. That isn't trust, that's surveillance. And you cannot lead a team or yourself with a micromanager standing over your shoulder. Most people think that self-trust is built by proving that they can follow the plan. But self-trust is not built through perfection. It's built through a relationship. And for a lot of people, that relationship was never really built. Self-trust didn't disappear. For many people, it was never fully formed to begin with. Instead, they learned to trust systems, the plan, the program, the rules, the structure, the version of themselves that could hold it all together, but not the signal underneath it. Not the hunger, not the overwhelm, not the fatigue, not the part of them trying to say, this is too much. So when the plan breaks, it feels like failure, but often what's actually happening is that something in you is asking to be heard. And instead of listening, most people were taught to override, to push through, to tighten up, and to start over on Monday. Nobody talks enough about the quiet grief of that. The quiet grief of promising yourself that this time will be different and already bracing for the moment that you'll disappoint yourself again. The quiet grief of starting over every Monday and calling it grit. Eventually, that internal friction starts to cost you more than the habit itself. You stop trusting your own signals. You stop believing yourself in the moments that matter most. You start second-guessing yourself before you've even begun. And eventually, your own voice stops feeling like something safe to return to. So what does trust start to look like from here? It does not start with a better plan. It doesn't start with more control. It starts with a safer relationship with yourself. Because self-trust is not rebuilt in the moments that the plan works. It's rebuilt in what happens after it doesn't. In the moment right after things go sideways. That moment matters more than most people realize, because that is the moment trust is either broken again or slowly rebuilt. Do you abandon yourself there? Do you go straight to shame, to punishment, to confirming what you already feared about yourself? Or can you pause long enough to stay with yourself? What would it feel like to meet that moment with steadiness instead of a verdict? To get curious about what happened instead of going straight to the courtroom? To let yourself be witnessed by yourself without the case being closed before it's even opened. That's where trust begins to rebuild. Not through perfection, through repair, and through return. How quickly can you come back to yourself without making the detour mean everything? That's the work. If you feel resonance as you hear this, something in you already knows that this is the work that you are ready for, and that matters. Because that kind of self-trust takes practice. And it often takes support. Not because you're broken, but because most people were never taught how to build trust with themselves in this way. So if that's the relationship that you are ready to build, I will leave a link below in the video description. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video.